myself. That was terrible. Hey. Thank you. You're the first one here. So now I know I didn't have sound for 5 whole minutes. I can trim that out later. Hello. I guess I will have to say it again because you didn't hear me say it the first time. I am just here to mess around. You see the spinning earth in the background. I was asked to stream by somebody and looking for ideas. And let's go back here. Now that I know I wasn't heard. Apparently somebody sent me a quick link from a picture on their phone. It looks like from CNN. Scientists say cockroach milk is remarkably rich in protein, fat, and sugar. And my question was, is it the milk that they found? Sorry. What would be worse is no, you wouldn't have heard that because that would have gone through on the same channel as my audio. So, okay, there's that. Why does the Earth have audio if there's no audio with it and there's no guest? No, I'll leave that. I'll screw that up later if I change it now. Alright. So, welcome whoever. I guess the first topic for today is what am I doing here? What the fuck is going on? What am I doing here? Why am I here? What am I doing? Things like that. Well, let's start with why am I on YouTube? Because YouTube's the biggest platform out there, and if you want to get seen, you got to put yourself in the biggest place. Okay, yeah, that's accurate. Okay, I'm on YouTube because it's the biggest spot to be on. Am I staying? Yeah. As long as they'll have me, but if I get kicked out, I'm not coming back. One of those things. Kind of. Another thing I started ranting about earlier, and I haven't gone back to look at my show to double check myself, so I could always go off on another stupid tangent, and that is something about money. And I went off earlier on how money is worth less than it was. So in order to have more, you have to realize that the more you have, the less what you have is worth. So let's put this in a fair context for somebody to understand. If you are given 100 apples, those apples you would happily share with a few of the next people, your neighbors and friends, because they may spoil before you get to them. But if somebody hands you 5 apples, those apples are more important because there's fewer of them. Thanks, data. Now, let's say 30, 40, 50 years ago, maybe, 5 apples would have been equivalent to a hard day's worth of work. And now, 100 apples is equivalent to a hard day's worth of work. I lost my analogy there. Hold on, let me get back to it, because I just used apples spur of the moment. Okay, so those 5 apples were more valuable and meant more to you than the 100 apples. Meaning that I'm an idiot. Thanks. I'm a numbskull. Fuck apples. It's a bad analogy. But I'm trying to say that when the value of something goes down, it has less worth to you. That's where I was going. So if you needed those 5 apples to survive, cool. But then when you have 100, you only needed 5. You're flooded. No, see, that's a backwards analogy. That would be like, all right, new analogy. Money is worth 1/3 of what it was 30 years ago, which is not 1/3 of what it was 30 years before that. Hi, Raj. Hi, Data. Hi, Nightbot and Skullbot. And wow, something is seriously wrong with YouTube. Seriously wrong with this watch page. It is screwing shit up. But where were we going earlier? Okay, so let's say we need to find a way. I got a couple of really quick notes. They're so quick, it's like 3 words, next line, 2 words, next line, 4 words, 1 cent. Coupon, science, open. I don't remember what it was I was writing notes for, but that's what we're going off of today. This is the core curriculum for today's learning experience. Please sit down, take out your pencils, take notes, because there will be a test on this. I don't know how it's going to be formatted. It'll be handed out at the end of class today. Money has a much lower value now than it did, and that's because, who was it that told me? What is it, Data? It was probably Data, or someone like Data, who explained something or showed me something, how we were literally flooded with an amount of money equal to make the request that the government was making for the overspending that they were doing. So basically, we're borrowing money from our own Federal Reserve that's printing money just for the satisfaction of paying the bills that the government needs to pay. So if the government is printing money to pay its bills, but creating a bill by printing the money, why would it do that? That's the economical question. Am I right, Data? Am I somewhere close? I know you're paying attention to what I'm saying, on top of all them facts and shit. Hey, Lord Byron. The problem I see is that we're going to hit something like what has gone and happened in Europe. Okay, and I think it's going to be something like that. Do you know that during the Reagan, he made it legal for companies to buy back stocks? Before that, it was called stock manipulation. Right now, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but our stock market is highly diluted. And it's far more diluted than our money is. So when you say Dow Jones is at 15,000 or 16,000 or 20,000 points and climbing, it's because at one point years ago, during all of that economic struggle, they diluted their points, and by diluting them, they spread them out further, and then the value of them increased again. And I forget, the math on stocks is really hard. I'm not a stock rocket scientist. Have a good day, Regine. Get back to work. Work hard. Don't end up at the doctor. Cockroach milk. Cockroach milk. I breezed across it. Come on. I said something about it. Are they sure it was really milk? And then I went and I did yeah, because is it really milk? All right. Here's what I started to come up with thinking about money later on, and this is very important to remember, and that's that the cost of making a penny in a very quick time became more expensive than the value of the penny that was being made. And that's because of the rate of inflation, or the devaluing of the currency. So do I think we should get rid of the penny? No. What I think we should do is devalue our own currency. I don't know how to do that, other than it would literally take the richest people saying that their money is worth half as much. And see, I don't even know how, because of it's a spiral that I kind of see. Copper was more than 1 cent. Okay, now it's not the copper, all right, because the value of a penny in 1980 or 90 it cost 47%. Oh, damn it. I don't want to just throw off numbers. 86% of the 96% thought that 30% was the 37%. What song is that? 99% of the 6% love me 100% of the time. The percentages song. Cost of making the penny in 1980. Dad has probably already got this on his screen. Pitch the penny. Coin production from the U.S. Mint. That's probably not at all what I'm looking for. 99% of the 6%, 100% of the time. Am I going to get kicked if I sing the whole song? Because the lyric will come to me and I'll start singing it. Did you split any cunt wigs in prison? I stole people's food because I thought it was funny when someone was an asshole and then I took their food. Because I'm a non-violent person, but I'm a big guy and I'm going to take your food. No, I took the chicken sandwiches and the cheeseburgers. The meat is mine. I get the good food. Look, I'm the kind of guy that most people look up to just a little, and not because you want to, but because I'm above you. Okay, yeah. Listen, if you and I were in the same part of prison, I would be eating better than you. Just saying. We did that in the 80s as an effort to combat war. Okay. Coin production, historical rolls of the mint, half cent from 1793 to 1857. We used to have a half cent, which means it used to be economically feasible to have something worth half of a penny. Now it's not economically feasible to have a penny. Now we need the 2-cent piece back to calculate out this, and we need to start calculating 1 cent, 2 cent, 3 cent, 5 cent, 4 cent, 7 cent, 11 cent. Now we can sing in a rap song. 100% of the time. There used to be... what the fuck? Okay, so I'm going to read down this list. History of regular issue United States coin denominations. My jaw just dropped. Here we go. Half cent from 1793 to 1857. Cent, 1793 to present. 2 cent piece, 1864 to 1873. Silver, 3 cent piece, 1851 to 1873. Nickel, 3 cent piece, 1865 to 1889. Nickel 5 cent piece, 1866 to present. A half dime, 1794 to 1873. What is a half dime? The dime from 1796 to present. The 20 cent piece from 1875 to 1878. The quarter dollar, the half dollar, and the dollar, respectively, from 1796, 1794, and 1794 to present. Note, this list does not include regular issue gold coins. Dun dun dun. It also does not include any of the special issue coins you may find along lateral, whatever. Because apparently in 1971, the United States took $40,000 in Canadian quarters and remolded them into the 1971 quarter. So if you have a 1971 quarter, hold it and look at it. If the image doesn't quite look right, it is worth a lot of money. Please collect them and send them to me. I'm waiting. I apparently have a 1912 Buffalo Head nickel. I also have a 1942 nickel dime when they were made of other products. I have some bus station tokens and things like that. Oh, I got the chat on the other screen. I gotta put it over here so I know where it is. I was trying to do something different and it's screwing me all up. We did that in the 80s as an effort to create more international countries buying American products. Do you like the 3D mapping? That 3D mapping one, that first one you showed me, was freaking trippy. Cool. Trippy. Which would be neat. I mean, if we had, let's say, some sort of holographic design based on... See, the only problem with holographic design is 3D manipulation and material sharing when you're trying to interact with something that's in front of you without actually having that item in front of you. Is it created? Is it manipulated? Is it... which is funny because our computer technology is almost to the point where we can 3D print a manipulatable item in moments. But can we 3D print a manipulatable item in air? From air? Can we inject air with molecular molecules and 3D print them into reality? If we can we do that with food? If we can do that with food, why can't we have transporters and be across the universe and have the Borg chasing us down? Whew. Wait, wasn't I talking about coins? The United States Mint's on my screen. Look at that. It doesn't tell me what the cost of making these coins was through all of these years, but I want to say I read something that somewhere around the 80s or 90s, it was around just shy of half of the value of the penny is what the cost of making it was. I didn't know there was a 3-cent piece. That's cool. What the hell is a half dime? Here's in a half dime. Coin power. I'm going to type into Google. What the hell is a half dime? Liberty seated half dime price list worth $70 from 1837 to 1873. The 1967 penny worth $4,000. How do I find one? I have lots of pennies. I will look at every single one. I sadly will. Half dime is what you give to the hookers at 3 a.m. when they give you a terrible blowy ha ha ha. What's your craziest story? I tied somebody to the roof of my truck once, drove around my house, and they fell off. I don't know if that's my crazy story or their crazy story, but it's a story. It is on the crazy side. Hey, do you know that saying that your parents tried to teach you, or some parents tried to teach you, you know, if your friends jumped off a bridge, would you? Anybody heard that before? Press 8 in the chat. Why not? Why not? I want to say right now, the cost of our penny is like 1.27% of its, or 127% of its value or something like that. Where's my Google? We'll open another Google page. I'm going to have 30 tabs at the end of the screen. Guarantee it. Well, I just forgot what the hell I was talking about. Too many tabs. Alright, so, if your parents have told you, if you ever jumped off, if your friends jumped off a bridge, would you? I can happily answer yes, and I didn't go first because I wasn't the craziest, but in an almost tie for craziness, I was right behind the guy that went first, only because he beat me to the spot on the bridge we were supposed to jump from. And because I'm a tall-ass motherfucker, when I hit the water with my lanky-ass self, I went straight to the bottom. Yes, I'm reading, Chad. A 1943 copper penny could be worth $1 million. Really? There was a black budget called the Project Blueberm hologram, so real you can use it for psyops. Ooh. Yes, but here's my hologram reality hybrid problem. When you start knocking shit on the floor, it doesn't work anymore. When you start creating holograms, the point where a hologram becomes unbelievable is where it's not interactive. So, how many people could live their life like the movie The Sixth Sense? How many people could be Bruce Willis in The Sixth Sense? Anybody? I don't think I could. Not understanding why doors sort of don't open for you, but you can catch them if you hurry. Why people sort of feel like you're there, but don't really acknowledge you, and why one little boy keeps talking to you, and you can't figure out why your life's mission is to talk to this little boy until he informs you, not so easily, that you got a big fat fucking hole in your chest and you're dead. Wait, where was I? If there was a pussy involved, I'd jump off a building. Ah, ha 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 ha. To land in the pussy? Is it like not Wonder Woman. Who is the big one? I forget. How do people would just create holographic celebrity porn? So, and then here's the question. At what point does it become so real to your mind that your body doesn't care? The penny was made mostly of steel in that year, but a few handfuls of copper in the million, i.e. the million. Yes, I know about that. So basically, it's not the good stuff that's worth the money. It's the fuck-ups. And if they fucked up, oh shit, we weren't supposed to use the copper. That was for the bullet shells. Oh, damn it. It's already on the truck. What are we supposed to do? I never knew a thing. Sign here. 30 days later, there's an elusive 1,000 pennies on the loose. If you can find them, and please return them to the federal government, we would greatly appreciate it and pay you $10 per penny. 30 years later, the elusive pennies are now worth $1 million. If you were around when this penny was made, please fork it over, Grandpa. And how would it... See, most people can't tell the difference between a straight copper penny and the copper alloy that they use because there's an additive to the copper that they use now that keeps it from turning green, where true copper doesn't have that. So the higher it is to the copper, the closer it is to 100% copper, the easier it corrodes. And it doesn't corrode like pennies corrode because of the chemical alloy in the penny that keeps it turning brown instead of green. I gotta stop drinking this shit. It's probably still not good for me, even though it's like really, really good. Bottled under the authority of PepsiCo Incorporated. Product questions. Contains 5% juice, low sodium, low calorie, 40 calories per 240 milliliters. 14 grams of sugar. Pantothenic acid, 45% of my daily value. Per can. I wonder what that shit does to you. Well, I'm just stupidly broadcasting. I'll get back to the chat in just a moment. Let me internet search how bad this shit is that I've been drinking for months and months. OTHNICACID. Search. Oh, not that one. There we go. Let's see. Check this out. Data, you always show me the coolest things. I will get right to it. What does pantothenic acid do for your body? It is vitamin B5. It is one of the 8 B vitamins. All B vitamins help the body convert food, carbohydrates, into fuel, glucose, which the body uses to produce energy. B complex vitamins are needed for healthy skin, hair, eyes, and liver. Ha-ha! Woo! They also help the nervous system function properly. I'm not nervous! What are you talking about? Oh, is it bad for you? The only known adverse effect is diarrhea. As a result of very high intakes, between 10 and 20 grams of calcium D pantothenate something, a common supplement, gastrointestinal side effects such as heartburn and nausea also have been noted. Wow, interesting. What is it found in? It is found in both plants and animals, including meat, vegetables, cereal grains, legumes, eggs, and milk. Very cool. What is it used for? I'm boring everybody here, and I don't know how many people are here. If you're not bored, pick a number and press it in the chat. But only once. And then pick another number. And then do that one once, I guess. Healthy benefits. 9 surprising benefits of B5. Now I'm randomly clicking shit just so I'm not in order anymore. Also known, include the alleviation of conditions like asthma, hair loss, allergies, stress and anxiety, respiratory disorders, and heart problems. Holy shit! Holy shit, this is in my drink! Wow! I looked it up thinking, oh, it's just gonna fuck me all up. It's eating through my fucking stomach and tearing holes in my bladder. No, it's gonna make you feel better. Really? You're drugging me. Carbonated water, high fructose corn syrup, white grape juice, concentrate, blueberry juice, concentrate, citric acid, natural flavor, sodium hexamethophosphate. I can pronounce that fucking word. Oh, you know what the problem is, Data, is most of the stuff that you show me, let's switch over to that now. I've talked about. I can't show anybody that fucking fish. Data shared this link in the chat. Please click on the first one that was... Check this out. And then while I'm finishing checking that out, open the new link in a new tab. Data, if you give me a virus, I swear to God, my computer is going to come crashing down.
ネス湖に消えたと言われるあのネッシーがなぜか東京湾に出現。お台場の海で暴れるこのネッシー、実はこちらウォータースクリーンというもので、特殊機器によって水を扇状に吹き上げスクリーンを作り出し、立体的な動画を映し出す新技術なんです。
So, why do we need IMAX if we can just wait till nighttime and destroy the entire city with a beam of light? And in the morning, it's still there. That would be a cool fucking movie. The Chinese one was 10 years ago, 2008 versus... They cheated. They used a smoke bomb. It's not lights. Just kidding. I see. It's a little more real. You can kind of tell it's a little more defined. Plus, it seems like... Does it sound like I'm talking too far away? Let me get a little closer to my desk. Let me get right in here and talk to you guys today. Let me just see how nice this all goes. Alright, yeah, you can tell that the picture. That would be freaking cool to see. Yeah, well, that mapping, now I gotta back up if I'm gonna talk regular. That mapping on the building was absolutely cool. Feel free to post that one in here again. Just tell me what you're posting so that I don't accidentally click on too many links. Let's see how many people are joining us. Whatever number it is, minus the 2 bots. Alright, so I've got 2 people here. Maybe 3. Maybe 3. Maybe a bot or 7. Alright, so I am nowhere on any sort of topic that I meant to be on, but I started to say that I believe one of the very few ways that we're going to have is to convert our currency into a new denomination of currency. Not new amounts, but basically create a new currency and start from scratch. And you will have to sell your old currency back to get the new currency, which will be a smaller amount, but worth roughly the same. The only other way to do that would be a huge, complete fiscal change of the government, and that would mean everybody's income would immediately be cut in half. Everybody's savings would be cut in half. The value of $1 would automatically be cut in half, which means even if you had, let's say you had $100 bill. Here's where the problem comes in. We have real currency and we have digital currency. So if you hold a $100 bill and you have $100 in your bank, and they say, okay, well, all of the money now gets cut in half, so your $100 is $50. That $100 bill you have is now worth more. So you actually have to... Yes, I know the Fed is a private bank that's run by the federal government. Pretty fucked up. Dun 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 dun. No, I'm wrong. What link did you give me and did I open it? Did I? Links galore. It's run by itself. Well, yes, but it is a part of the government. Then it's run. It used to be run based on the National Reserve. Yeah, this is the one that we saw yesterday. Let me turn the audio off. The N9. Yeah, see, why do you need IMAX? This shit looks so fucking cool! Be cooler if they could do it during the day, but... that is neat. You know what I want to do? Who of the couple people that are here have seen those stupid Christmas light shows they do in places like Texas? Where they, that's cool. Where they light the whole house up. That is just cool. I'm sorry. I'm watching this on my end. I probably can't share this. It's got almost 2 million views. It's from LG, so they'd probably sue me for just saying LG on here. That's the Christmas house. It's owned and run by a handful of people. Or this thing that I'm looking at. That is just absolutely... It looks like, to be honest, when you're watching the video, it looks like video effects over top of the video. You almost can't tell that it's a building that they used all of this on. Okay, there you can kind of tell when they try to shadow it out. That's a lot of light. Okay, yeah. Well, it has its moments, but that's trippy cool nonetheless. I can't say anything bad about what they've done there. That just... You can't... Look at that! I'm sorry. I'm sitting here staring at something. The Fed is owned and run. Data, do you know where I am? Data, do I know where I am? Data, do I know where you are? Data, you now have permission to come on the show. I am in the Great Debate Game Show Network live showroom. Yes, we are seeing it through a camera. I want to go have a cigarette right now, but that's why I started streaming an hour before I was going to, so that I don't want to have a cigarette. It doesn't really curb my want. Ooh, I like that. The eyeball coming up, looking around, that's always cool. Soon my skull will have eyeballs. Soon. Probably going to be one of my summertime projects when I'm just messing around. And the important thing is also that this technology isn't refracting any images off the building, only on the building. So it's taking what's there and manipulating what's there. So with this, you could literally create a 3D strip that the light could refract off of. Oh, you're not fully set up. Alright, well, I'm in Discord. You have a role that nobody else has. Know your role. It's there. I could create a hangout, but they're kind of laggy sometimes if I don't have anybody in here and just sing. Look, it's a toucan. 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 Toki. I'm being dumb. Now I'm really being dumb. Why am I being so dumb? Did I have stuff on this list? Science. Open conversation. Damn, I really didn't have anything to talk about today, did I? Nah, it doesn't. I tried the eyeballs thing. I created them as I was making the skull. I thought maybe some movable eyes like the Ahmed style eyes would be cool, and that would give me some of the ability to make it look like I'm looking at something or doing something without turning my head. And no matter how I made them, they just don't look right, because when you scale the actual size of your eyeball to the size of your skull, and you don't have the skin or any of the rest of the shit there, the eyeball doesn't look like it belongs. So even if you create everything accurate and you take all the skin away, the eyeball doesn't belong on the skull. Not without that little bit of... There's like a gap all the way around your eye between where your eye and your socket are. And then there's the cavity on my skull, on the NumbedSkull, goes back 3 times farther than the cavity, almost 4 times farther than the cavity of your eye would. And the cavity of your eye opens towards an inward location, more towards the center, to allow for the optic nerve to go back. And I only designed the eyeball to the point where the optic nerve would connect. So I didn't design the nerve part, but I did the rounded part of the eye and the iris and stuff, which turned out horrid, and I got really bad color. I got to do that again, but that took a lot of tutorial time to learn. And the stink eye. And so I deleted the eyeballs, and then I realized I probably should have left them there, copied them over into a blank item, cleared out everything I did for the eye, and then used it as a source capture for where the fire should have gone, because the fire that I did in one program isn't behind my eyes. So I want to go back into Blender and put the fire behind the eyes inside the skull, and then redo it that way so it looks a little different. Oh, that is cool. That is cool. Watching that again. Close. 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 Pantotheric acid. Pantotheric acid. Pantotheric acid! 1.21 gigawatts! I'm being dumb. Why am I being dumb? By the way, that's how I am when I hang out with people. Don't say stupid shit because stupid as shit comes out. Oh, how are we doing, Tim? Welcome back, bots, to my chat, because the bots keep coming and going as people are doing things. The bots come and go more than my viewers do. It's terrible. Let's see. The Fed is owned and run. Remember also seeing that mapping through a camera. I'm on a new computer, not fully set up. Now with the skull eyes work, you could fly planes into buildings with that too. Yeah, I suppose you could. Both realistically and graphically. You could make the building disappear. So, here comes a dumb question. You just showed me a building that, Tim, just type Discord in the chat. Just Discord. You showed me a building that they ran a light show off of. So I want you to think about this. I want you to think about the materials of the future. Will we have electrified materials of the future where the surfaces of materials will allow us to conduct and produce images from the surfaces of that material without needing something to project upon the material? Isn't that weird to think of? What if building walls and glass had built-in OLEDs and you just had to program this little chip in the corner of the glass and the glass went nuts, and that chip ended up being an RF chip that, you know, Bluetooth connected to your computer? Yeah, data. That is going to end up with a permanent link to these chatter streams. He is, I tell you what. I don't know. Somewhere around Christmas, I think I'd probably be programming my house to play Jingle Bells with bars and strips and stripes and flashing, and see how long it took to piss the neighbors off, or they'd be asking me to turn off. Will you turn off the left and right side of your house and just do the front? Maybe turn the roof off too, because it's a little bright. The government took control of our houses and they turned all our roofs on and tried to make symbols in the night sky to call forth the alien masters. We gotta know what's going wrong. Windows that make electricity. Oh, the new concept windows that you're talking about, they have the built-in clear solar collection something or other in there. You're not going to start trying to tell me technology is grown in a vat of viscous clear liquid. We're not the Goa'uld. Should we talk about, since I said aliens, the presence of alien life on Earth? And why we should kick them aliens off the planet. Maybe. Take all their technology first. Okay, enough of work. I'm back. Yay! I think I should make a new little, new piece of art for my screens. And it should be a playground with a sandbox and a Walmart bag of 100 balls for a ball pit poured out across the sandbox to pretend it's a ball pit, and then my skull sticking out the top like, yay, I'm having fun! Who said Zeph? Oh, how long have I been going for? How long should I go for? I will give my viewers control of this screen until I'll give you guys an hour and 10 minutes. Top secret Russian book on aliens. I don't know if I've seen the top secret Russian book on aliens, but I've seen an awful lot of American conspiracy theories and the level 6 of the... You and I have sort of breezed across this before. Level 6 of the facility out in Nevada or New Mexico, not Area 51. The one that's in the side of the mountain where level 6, the lowest level, humans can't go or they're subject to alien testing because we have the aliens locked on level 6. Yeah? Give me too much sugar. Hold on, let me go get one of those fun dips. Where'd they go? I've got a whole jar of candy canes here I wouldn't even touch. I don't be in Harry. You'll never know what I'm talking about. What? Yeah, I go a little nutty. My wife hates it. She starts laughing. I think she loves it, but she says she hates it because I go a little nutty. You know how women are. They say they don't like the things they like. They say they like the things they don't like. When they say stop, you're supposed to go harder. If they say not that hole, you're supposed to plunge faster. No, it was not made by the Russian intelligence. Okay, so back to the aliens. Do we believe that they're actually on Earth? Do we believe that we've encountered them? And do we believe that we've interacted with them? Here's a fun question. Okay? Now, no, there's no aliens on Earth. What about the people that believe that the existence of mankind on Earth is a byproduct of an asteroid hitting Mars and sending that little 8-legged octopus-looking bug that can live in the middle of outer space because it can live in anything. Tricephalopod or something like that. Trichlopod? Trichlopod? Triplopod? Data, help me here. It starts with a P and ends with a pod. Starts with a T and ends with a pod. What about time travel that in the Charlie Chaplin film with an iPhone? How do you know it was an iPhone? See, here's another fun, stupid thing is, and I mentioned this the other day, is technology always seems to jump its expectation. I drink soda, I burp. I'm trying not to do it on the microphone. It would be rude. It's an extremophile. Is that like somebody who's extremely afraid of extreme things? An extremophile? Or extremely enticed by extreme things? An extremophile? Oh no! Dad put another link in the chat. I feel inclined to click the link. Which window did it open on? One moment, please. That one. 2 minutes, 36 seconds. Ooh, isn't that Reptile the guy from, what was that movie? Oh, I know that movie too. I vaguely remember that movie. The Greys! I know The Greys. You're gonna have to be more clear when you talk about the thing that I was talking about. What was I talking about? Hey, look! The Greys! Oh, no, the thing I was talking about. It's an extremophile. No, it's an organism that can live in environments too harsh for humans, like the vacuum of space. Exactly, Regine. It is a trichlopod. Anybody know what the name of it is? I will open up another Google right here. Trepopod. Or organism that lives in space. The water bear, space station, bacteria. Here we go. Images for Trep iPod that lives in space. It's a little 8-legged. The water bear. That's what it says. Images. It is tiny water bears become first creature. Images subject to copyright. There is a name of this thing and it fucking starts with a T. Watch this. Alright, so we're gonna call it a water bear. What the fuck sense does that make? Somebody help me here. I swear it starts with a fucking T. Tardigrades! Was way off on the pods. It's a tardigrade! Yes, and it's in the fucking chat. Thank you, Tim. The tardigrade. Okay, so, now that I know what that is, apparently I can get back to the topic I breezed across and forgot about. Some scientists believe that the tardigrade is an organism that lived on Mars, and that it may have contributed to there having been life on Mars. And when they lost the polarity on the planet because of an asteroid hitting and causing a global cooling of the planet, which is the opposite of what we're going through, except to an extreme effect, these tardigrades, the TARDIS, I am the hero of speed and time, they traveled from Mars to Earth via the explosion of the asteroid on small other asteroids that landed here. And then there's not even a real... Help me here. That one was too big to show up on this screen. What screen is it on? The story of a Russian book. The two friends met on an old guy in a bar on vacation. They all become friends. The next time they talk, the old guy asks for help to clear out a room at his place. The old guy's an alien with green skin called the Gray. Okay, so here's a weird question. Back to aliens. Maybe. Wow, I am all over the place today now that I have tried to think about it and can't think. It is a junk in the book. The old guy was high-level Russian intelligence. High level or just high-level Russian intelligence? So the question is there the possibility that everything we think we might not know... Hey, look, my phone battery's charged. Is stuff that we actually do know, and that is only known because of the government. And why would the government hide the existence of a reason to want to better ourselves to be better than them, unless somebody in the government's being controlled by an alien species is trying to keep us under wraps so that we can't overpower them? So, will the next world war be a war of the world? I do have to often wonder, though, anybody who's seen Contact and looked into this, and it's becoming prevalent again on the internet. It's spiking up, so I want to talk about it. I've had it on my board for days, but nobody's picked it. So, there is an equation. And let me find another Google search. Equation. EQUATI on life on. No, not on. Life in the universe. And I spelled universe universe. I know. Universe. The Drake equation to estimate the number of communicating civilizations in the cosmos. More simply put, the odds of life in the universe. N equals the number of civilizations in the Milky Way. ET equals the guy... Wait. What is the formula for the Drake equation? Is the Drake equation the one I'm looking for? N equals F to the third power P to the... Nope, it's not the Drake equation. But we're going to leave that open, and I'm going to figure out what the Drake equation is later. Hold on. You know, if you saw how messy I was and how clean I try to be, you'd think I was either really smart or really dumb. I'm somewhere in between. The equation, trying to figure out the calculation of life in the universe. And it brings me back to the Drake equation. Why does that not sound right? I'm probably wrong. Some think the reasons are the secret of the energy the vehicles use. If it was brought to light, it would flip big energy and big money. Are we talking about the aliens' data, or are we talking about the Russians? The Russian Book of Aliens? Or are we talking about the Russians? The execution started from the bottom, yo. The executions? The execution started from the bottom, yo. I can't, that's not an English word. Hey, malevolent! No, I retard. Oh. Yay! Your student school has been evacuated to a bad gas line part, but don't worry, they're back in class now. Aliens and why they're kept secret. Do you think there would really be a huge problem with people if we knew that there was other life out there? Would it be a driving force? Ooh, here we go, guys. I got it. I got me the Drake equation. That's what it is. I was wrong. I don't know what I'm talking about. Alright, the Drake equation is a probabilistic argument used to estimate the number of active communicative extraterrestrial civilizations in the Milky Way galaxy. The number of such civilizations, n, is assumed to be equal to the mathematical product of 1 r to the value of what? The average rate of a star formations in our galaxy, times f to the power of p, the fraction of the formed stars that have planets, and times n to the power of e. For stars that have planets, the average number of planets that can potentially support life, times f1, the fraction of those planets that actually develop life, times f1, the fraction of planets bearing life on which intelligent civilized life has developed, times fc, which is the fraction of life of these civilizations that have developed communications, i.e. technologies that release detectable signs into space, and L, the length of time of which such civilization release detectable signals. The combined expression for n equals r by fp by ne by fi by fi by fe by fc by f by L is known as the Drake equation, written in 1961, not for the purposes of quantifying the number of civilizations, but as a way to stimulate scientific dialogue for the first scientific meeting of the search for extraterrestrial intelligence known as SETI. The equation summarizes the main concepts which scientists must contemplate when considering the question of radio communicative, I cannot say that word, life. It is more probably thought of as the Fermi problem rather than the serious attempt to nail down a precise number. Criticism related. Yeah, we're done with that. We've got this term that just came up that I'm really liking to talk about. It's called the Fermi problem, otherwise known as the Fermi paradox. Somebody gave me a link. Oh, that's Nightbot. Fuck you, Nightbot. The Drake equation started from the bottom. Now it's here. Yeah. Drake equation. That's what we're on. And since the amount of stars are infinite, life is infinite. And then the calculation of n has been found to be based on the Goldilocks zones found within the galaxies noted in tables 1, 3, 726, and 1432. Please see the charts made available with your notes. We would like to insist that you also look at all of the core components listed, as we will be needing to develop some of them along the way. We do not know what it is we need to build, but we will build it when we get there. Thank you. Do I have any questions from the crowd, please? Are we young as a race data? Okay, let me get into the Fermi paradox, because I was reading it last weekend, and this is something I want to get into. And while I'm starting to get into it, I will look it up in case I'm wrong, because I'm often wrong. Also, I encourage everybody who's watching me that is not, and I doubt there's many in here that aren't, a viewer of Sinatra Says, please check out his video on the Fermi paradox. I thought it was awesome. I get kind of laughingly mad when I see people come out with videos and stuff after I put the question on my board. It's like, will this go good or will this go bad? We'll find out tomorrow. The actual possibility of life like ours being in the universe is astronomical. Is it? Is it really? So I want you to consider multiple effects, or multiple things. Yes, the components that we, as a species, are made out of are predominant in the universe. The composition of us, or the possible composition of other organisms, is unknown. The actual livability of a planet and the organisms on it that are pre-communicative, pre-communicative. I think I'm saying it right. The pre-communicative species that are out there could vastly outnumber communicative species, because their planet could have not undergone something that would have made the alloy findable, or they may have not. We could be superiorly advanced for our area of the universe, or we could be so severely retarded, as in setback, not as in stupid, but still stupid. I mean, we could be so severely retarded that there's like 70 ships above us right now, and they're floating up there looking for dissidents to remove quietly and test on, and we're none the wiser. It's not even a matter of they don't have ears. You know what I just watched the other day on HBO? Yes, I get free HBO for 1 more year. I just watched the new Alien something or other movie with the robot David and the robot Walter. And I like aliens. And that movie had me a little iffy the whole... Covenant, that's the one. That movie had me iffy the whole way through it. But damn, was that a good movie. And at the end, you're just thinking to yourself, David won. He's the one on that ship. But then it's like, no, it's not. No, it's not. And then all of a sudden at the end, it is David! What the fuck? Damn it! You know, one of those movies. The one with the big gay Michael Fassbender robots. Well, those ships are our solar warden. Yeah. So here's a question. I didn't actually sit and watch the Solar Warden stuff because I put a lot of things in queue to watch and honestly only get to a small percentage of what I'd like to, because I also try to create. And I didn't get to sit and watch the Solar Warden videos all the way through, so I'm wondering what they really are. They're our Space Force, or they're another Space Force that we commissioned. I haven't looked at that yet. But there's a high probability that out of phase from our visual acuity, we cannot see them, as 70 ships fly above our planet, hovering to wait and see when our technological advances will allow us to kill ourselves so they can take over our world. Regine, you saw that? You thought the same thing at the end of the movie? Like, no! No, Walter won! Cool! David died! Alright! And then you see the alien on the ship and you're like, fuck! They're gonna get him! They're gonna get him! They're gonna get him! And they get him off the ship and you're like, cool! Everything's okay! We're gonna live on another planet! It's like, fuck! David locked her in a tomb and put her to sleep! What's he gonna do? Not a significant source of calories from fat, saturated fat, trans fat, cholesterol, dietary fiber, vitamin A, calcium, and iron. Phosphorus? Will I glow in the dark? Sorry. Me being me. Alright. What is the Fermi question? I've never heard it like that. The Fermi question is a question in physics which seeks a fast, rough estimate of quantity which is either difficult or improbable to measure directly. The Fermi paradox. The Fermi paradox, or Fermi's paradox, named after physicist Enrico Fermi, is the apparent contradiction between the lack of evidence and high probability of estimates for the existence of extraterrestrial civilizations. I have a question, being a semi-smart person. Some also says it's a human breakaway civilization. Oh, okay, here's a few things to throw in there. In order for us as a species to get to the next closest Goldilocks, let's call it, planet, a livable planet, class whatever, let's call it class Earth planet. For us to get there, I know there's an actual letter deviation. There's actually a class of planets, and I don't know what it is right now. For us to get there would take 4.1 years at the speed of light. This conversation reminds me of the ones me and my mates would have on acid. Oh. Does that mean my mind is just creating acid and I'm living off of it? What a trip! 4.1 light years away is one of the closest known, unless Mars is livable. Every planet is livable if we can overcome the problems. We can live on, not Venus. What's the one out there that goes, that's, fucking 130 times the size of Earth and it goes through storms? Neptune or something? Uranus? No, not Uranus. 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 Family Feud. Uranus. Oh, I'm losing it, guys. I'm fucking losing it over here. Jupiter, thank you. Storms that move faster than any of us could ever tolerate. Our machines couldn't make it to the surface, let alone give us any readings. Chemicals that are so corrosive they eat through steel. We would need to make our ships from the dying star. Huh. What time? It's 2:15 East Coast time. Renovations just came on. There's 18 people watching. I could always walk over there. I could walk over to the next chat by click. I've lost it. I don't know what I need to do. Try not to smoke a cigarette. The more I try not to smoke a cigarette, the more hyper I feel. I'm gonna end up smoking a cigarette. Just so everybody knows. I'm just trying to put it off as long as I can, so I want it less and less each time. And then it's been less and less of the cigarette that I smoke each time. And then it's been less and less of me caring and more of me hyper. I'm trying to center myself. Where are all my tabs? The aliens are taking over my skull. They're sending radio waves and transmissions deep within my neocortex. Neo! get him out of here. Alright, so I've got Fermi paradox, Drake equation, and tardigrades on my screen. I don't feel intelligent. Get the tinfoil hat on, Numbed. It's the government trying to mess with your brain box. Skeeter! Get the tools! We need aluminum foil! Get the tape too! Shut up! Get out here! Yeah, she did tell me about the flux liner, the transportation ship thingy. Daddy, you have given me so many tabs. No, it's Skeeter, not Cletus. I don't know, Cletus. Skeeter, I think your name's Cletus. Skeeter? Skeeter, where you at? Skeeter, did they get you too? I'm scared. They got Skeeter. Oh, what am I even still doing? Alien reproduction vehicle for the movie, like the movie Alien. See, here's the fear. Are they gonna kill us? Are they gonna take us over? Are they gonna breed with us and they're gonna put shit in the water and turn the frogs gay? That jaw gets slacker every time you do that accent. You guys know that I did live around barns and shit for a while. I do have that little drawl. And spit on the hay. Remember, don't piss in the hay. Shit catch on fire. You can start the bonfire just by letting it piss. I'll read your dude. I as yokel as I need to be wherever I be living. I ain't living no barn. Redneck. Yes, I do know it's true about the shit in the water. They put chemicals in the water that allowed the frogs that have the ability to change their sex based on the population needs to start swapping out and changing them and making them all gay and shit. They're making the worms asexual and shit. Hey, Pa, we need to go out in the store and get some feed. Huh? Feed, Pa. Pa, I need some feed. What you talking about? Pa, shut the fuck up and get me some feed. Skeeter! Skeeter, I need the tools. I've lost it. I don't even know what the fuck's left to talk about. My list is gone. First item on the list. What am I doing here? No, let me read this properly. Capital letters. WTF. Colon. Am I doing here? Question mark. Skip a line. Something about money. Colon. Next line. Lower value. Now. Replace currency. Value to make 1 penny. Coupons. I didn't talk about coupons. Hey, Paul, I seen a man rabbit getting another man rabbit hand down. You made that book alcoholic hair now. That's how I heard it when I read it. And then, final category on my list for today, science. Open. Ellipsis. Well, I'm out of ideas. Shit's up for the day. I don't mean that carrying cake. You may help me get the help and that kid Skeeter. Skeeter! Okay, I'm gonna start scheduling a stream with Dad at Wasteland when he gets his shit working. I'm gonna let him pick a day and we're just gonna shoot the shit. I'm gonna come in and he's gonna offer shit up and I'm gonna commentate on it and we're gonna make a show of that. Wouldn't that be interesting? Dad is gonna come in one day. He's gonna come in with like 5 questions. Go, have you heard about this? Nope, give me the link. Let me take a look. Skeeter, we got a link! And time to get the chain, Skeeter! We are on drugs, yeah. Just can't get enough. Never get enough. Skeeter, where'd you find that link? Somebody got a message in the chat. I wonder where that link came from. Skeeter? Skeeter, you got something to tell me? Hey, Skeeter, they want to know if you're going to be on Dada's show. Skeeter! Skeeter! I can't even do it. Hey, I've got a chair. It's made of... What? How many people in the chat know where that's from? We can call it the rabbit hole maze. That would be cool. Data and the data, a numbskull, join the data and a numbskull for the rabbit hole maze. Skeeter will be there too. Skeeter, get the tools, Skeeter! The show's gonna begin! I gotta stop that voice, it's cracking me up more than the rest of you. My eyes are watering. Will they find their way out of the maze? Find out next week on the Rabbit Hole Maze with Dada and Numbskull. We were going to have to set that up. We'll compete with the Pooh podcast. We'll do it on the same times as their show, just the opposite nights. Just to be assholes. Oh, who's got another topic? Where's my board? I'm bored. I need a board. I still don't think it's working. It's still frozen, isn't it? Oh, what the hell? Oh, is this something I screwed up on the board? It used to let me go back into them. Now it won't. Good thing I took a picture of the board. There's got to be a Duck Dynasty style show, but it's just redneck wonder what gay animals act like. I wonder if that pig's gonna get on that pig or if he's gonna fall on the bottom. Oh shit, the cow came and got it! Oh! Oh! Ah! Oh! 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 We can't describe what's going on camera. That shit's just wrong. Oh! 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 That's bad. Oh! Folks, we'll be back next week. We'll tell you how the pig went. You reckon them the crocodiles give each other reach arounds? What happens when an alligator gives a 69? Them fellers worry a little. Oh, my drinks are all empty. I've been sitting at this desk too long. Oh, I still have a bottle of water here. That's almost empty too. It's a big bottle of water. That's a whole liter. My other brother Daryl and my cousin Daryl, his brother Daryl, and her sister Cheryl. Oh, folks, I've gone for an hour and a half, and most of it has been about absolutely nothing, so I think it's time to wrap up. This from Bob Newhart. It sounds familiar. I've probably seen it. I just don't recall which one the Bob Newhart show was. It's probably just some sort of dumb talk show. Yeah, that's a goodbye. That's a goodbye. Farewell. I hope to bid adieu. Thank you for joining me. It has been a barrel of laughs. Have a great night.